are seasons of life where everything looks normal from the outside, and yet internally, an entire world is collapsing and rebuilding at the same time. I think that's where I've been. The last months have asked a lot from me, more than I expected, more than I even wanted.
What are you grateful for?
There was grief, a lot of it, and a lot from endings, from versions of myself that cannot come with me anymore, from relationships that once felt home and suddenly like memory, from dreams I held so tightly and only to realize they were never truly mine. There was a heartbreak too, and heartbreak is strange because it doesn't only break your heart, it breaks identity, it breaks certainty, and you grieve the life you thought would happen. In any case, no one prepares you for grief. Why did I accept less than I needed? Why did I silence certain instincts? Why did I abandon myself in moments where I wanted love? And those questions changed everything, because grief can really reveal you, the you of now. And I think it has been revealing me, slowly, tenderly, and showing me where I was still performing, where I was still shape-shifting, where I was still trying to be digestible instead of honest. Walking Bumi is done y ahora voy a trabajar porque tengo que trabajar. Voy a tomar un café, first of all. And honesty has a cost. When you begin to truly become yourself, some things fall away. Certain dynamics stop working, some people become uncomfortable, some doors close, some old identities die. But something else happens too. Your body starts breathing differently. Your eyes become clear. Your energy returns, your intuition gets louder, and life begins to meet you in a new language. I'm back in Mallorca now, back on this island that has always held a certain medicine for me. The sea here has witnessed so many versions of me. The ambitious one, the heartbroken one, the woman trying to prove herself, the girl searching for belonging, and now this version. The strongest I've ever been, to be honest. More discerning, less interested in performance, more interested in truth. How blessed are we to be tired from that? From laying down in the sun in this gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. That's life. I've been walking a lot lately, walking without headphones, without distraction, just listening to my thoughts, to my body, to what feels alive again. And What feels alive again is creativity. And I'm not talking about forced content, not content for the sake of content, but that real creative energy, the kind that rises from the belly, the kind that makes me want to write, to dance, to move furniture, to film something beautiful, to cook with color, to start over, to tell the truth. And that energy is sacred, because after grief, creativity is often the first sign of return. Hi beauties, and welcome to another day in Luna's fairyland. I don't know if the sound will be good until the end because I don't have any battery in this microphone anymore, so we'll see. So I feel like I'm finally rising again because yesterday was a very difficult day for me mentally. I had a lot of anxiety and I haven't experienced anxiety like that in a while. So it was a bit weird, it felt weird, but I have all the tools now because it's been years of work. I have the tools now to get through it and to know how to handle myself, even though it still is a challenge from time to time and you're still learning yourself. We are constantly learning ourselves because we change, we evolve, our needs evolve, our desires evolve, our way of seeing life evolves, and our body changes too, right? So even my body needs different things that it used to even just a year ago, even just 6 months ago. So that's also a very interesting thing to witness. That said, I'm happy to rise again, although I can feel it in my face, like I woke up really puffy. I usually have that every time I have a very anxious day. The next day I wake up with a lot of water retention and all of these things. So what I did is that I moved first thing in the morning. I mean, I always move first thing in the morning. Usually I always enroll my mat and practice yoga asana, so the physical practice of yoga. However, I needed a bit more this morning, so I practiced asana, and after that I went to the gym to sweat a bit and allow my heart rate also to get a bit of that motion, so having different pulsations in my heart. And I noticed that this is really helping too. It really depends on the situation and also where I'm at in my cycle as well. I noticed that sometimes when I experience anxiety, I need more softness. Other times I need more of this pumping sensation somehow, and this sweat that needs to be released from my body, right? So it's like a purge, it's like a purification process. I don't know really why I'm telling you all of that. I guess it's just to let you know that there are days that are more difficult than others, and it's always up to you to know how you want to transform this energy. So how are you transmuting this energy that you've experienced into something new, into something that will serve you? And that's something that I've been really cultivating the past months, especially because I've been through a breakup, and I'm also transmuting this energy. I'm transforming this whole energy to make it more solar, to make it more vibrant, to make it more myself, also myself of now, for the Luna of now to rise. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I think the microphone will not have any battery very soon. People romanticize new beginnings, but they rarely talk about the vulnerability of them. To begin again means admitting something ended. It means not having all the answers. It means being seen as unfinished. It means stepping into a chapter with no evidence it will work. That requires faith, and maybe that's what I'm learning now. Faith. Faith that what left was not meant to stay, that emptiness can become space, that confusion can become clarity, and that losing something can make room for yourself. So if you're in a season of grief right now, I want to say this clearly: you're not behind. You're not ruined because something ended. You're not failing because you feel tender. Sometimes life removes what no longer matches your future. Sometimes the ache is the sound of expansion. And if you've been feeling lost, maybe the better question is not how do I get back to how I was, but the question is who am I becoming now? I've been asking myself that every single day. Who am I when I'm not trying to be chosen? Who am I when I trust my own timing? Who am I when I let joy be safe again? Those are powerful questions. And maybe ask yourself your own version. What have I outgrown? What keeps draining me? What wants to be created through me right now? What version of me is asking for oxygen? I am now going to drop off all of these packages. I have so many. I've been selling so many things on Vinted, and I'm really feeling good about this. I'm decluttering and it's allowing me to make more space, both mentally and obviously materialistically speaking. Hi. So I need to tell you something because I've always loved fashion. I used to work in fashion. I used to be a photo stylist, also a fashion editor, and actually I've studied fashion journalism and after that luxury management. So fashion for me is a way to express myself, but through the years I've noticed that, I've realized that it was not my thing to buy fast fashion or to buy too many things, and I was becoming more aware of all of this, became very conscious in the way that I dress. And for me, dressing is a form of just expressing how I feel, expressing my femininity, sometimes a bit of my masculine side too, it really depends, but I definitely embody the feminine a lot. This is just, I guess, a personality trait, and we can go on and on about this. I can talk to you about the feminine energy for hours. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you how dressing up makes me feel. And for years, I felt like I've been, labeled. I've been labeled as a yogi or someone very conscious. And of course, I am very conscious, and my routine is very conscious. My lifestyle, the way that I communicate with others, the way that I communicate with myself, the way that I reflect on life in general and how I make my life a ceremony. It's my way of applying mindfulness, and I'm not labeled as, it's not because my job is that I have to have this label, if that makes sense. I am multidimensional. I love so many things, and fashion is one of the things that I love. The only thing that has changed from my early 20s, now I dress more consciously. I like to choose my pieces, I like to choose my items, and I'm a bit more picky about what I wear. So anyway, I just wanted to show you my look today, even though it's not easy to go out like this because literally these shorts are mini and my shoes also are kind of soiree, well, more evening like. But I just wanted to show you because I love this fit. And yeah, it makes me feel great. And I also wanted to share with you that I'm in a process of creating new content. I will probably start posting more about fashion and my love for fashion on Instagram and also on TikTok very soon. So I'm very late. I don't have TikTok yet, but this is my plan. So if you are watching this video, I hope that this already happened. And if not, then it will be soon. And also, if there's anything that you'd like me to share from my day-to-day life, just let me know, so it gives me also some ideas and I know what will be valuable to share. Good morning. I've just come back from a long walk. With La Reina Bumi, and I am now getting ready to eventually film a flow from a studio. Maybe it will make it to YouTube, who knows. I'm trying to be more consistent with posting flows on YouTube because I know that a lot of you are waiting for them and you were here in the first place because of them. But since I've been building my studio and I've been creating this platform, it's been kind of hard for me to balance both and to know what to post on YouTube and what not to post on YouTube, what content should be free and what content should be honoring my work and my time and my energy. So I think this is an issue that a lot of us creators, and when I talk about creators, like artists and people in the visual creations, are most of the time struggling with, because a lot of people are waiting for things to be free because everything is really accessible now. You know, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, all of these platforms, and YouTube that allow you to have a lot of things for free. And on top of that, now you're adding AI. So it's just to say, I don't know why I'm sharing this. It's just to say that I'm trying to have a good balance of both and to offer something that makes sense both for you and for me, because I want to share from the heart always. Not everything has to be paid for. I really, really, really believe in this giving, receiving energy cycle. This is really important to me because I give a lot. I'm a huge giver, which is also my problem because I don't always know how to set my boundaries. Anyway, so I know that we love the creative flows, the movement, all of that, and also the personal insights that I share. But I also know that we're now in a world that requires more and more, even more depth than before. I guess now people also crave more depth, and maybe there was also, for me, there was a time where I didn't know how to share depth. Depth is something that's very, very sacred to me. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not really a small talk person, if that makes sense. So sharing superficial things on Instagram, for example, is not aligned with my vision of life, of anything. But I've tried to be a bit more intuitive about that, by the way, and be a bit softer about these things, because sometimes cheesy and little things, or things that we call superficial, can also be inspirational in some ways. So I've also been trying to just allow myself to be multi-dimensional on platforms, I mean, especially Instagram. And now I'm exploring YouTube. I want to post more on here, and you're very free to let me know in the comments what you think of all of this. And I'm sorry also because my ideas are everywhere right now. But basically, I want to share more of this on YouTube, the day to day life, some thoughts, raw things. Maybe it won't make sense. Maybe it's a blend of different things, but just sharing what feels right, and also authentic things, just authentic life. And for years, I've recorded myself, I've recorded hikes, travels, days, conversations. I've recorded so many things. You have no idea how my archives look like. It's insane. I have so, so, so many things, and so many people also in all of my videos and everything that I've recorded. And I'm so happy because these are things that I'm going to keep forever. But it's also, sometimes I feel a bit sad for not sharing them and for overthinking my content and never share anything in the end. Anyway, just to say that I'm also thinking of creating a TikTok. And I know I'm coming, like, I don't know, 10 years after the whole TikTok era, um, peak era, I mean. But I don't know, I just feel like now I'm a bit more ready. I've never known what to post on TikTok because it's a platform that also gives me a lot of anxiety. So for me, it wouldn't be a platform where I would get anything. Well, I don't think I would get inspired that much on TikTok from a personal point of view, at least what I feel. And so, what I want to bring on the platform is more of this inspirational things and educational things as well. So, I want to talk about my rituals, from lymphatic drainage that I do every day, even my gua sha routine, for example, little things, but I do them in a particular way, and in a way that is really all about self-respect and self-honor. And for example, these are things that I don't even share so much on Instagram, for example, and I these are things that I do for myself, and I've been practicing them for years. And a lot of my friends have been telling me, Luna, why aren't you sharing these things? Why aren't you sharing these things for others to be inspired? And people in my retreats also have told me the same. They're like, wow, like your your everyday life, the way you are in your everyday life, we cannot really tell, we cannot really know when we just know you through a screen. I guess it's also, I'm not seeking any validation, by the way. I'm not trying to pretend to be anyone or pretend to help or save the world, but I just want to give some tools, and if that can help at least one person, that is absolutely heart fulfilling, and that's enough to me. Anyway, so I would like to share routines and rituals and just little things, from even food to herbs to oils, things that I see some of these things are shared, but I would like to share my perspective on these things, and also my way of dressing up. I love to dress up. I'm actually huge fashion girly. And also that I don't share a lot. When I'm not in something that requires me to stretch, then I love to dress up in really cool ways. I'm always interested in fashion because for me it's an art and it's a way of expressing yourself. So I'd like to share more of that side of me as well. However, you need to know that I will not share anything fast fashion related ever. Anyway, so that was a long story that I'm sharing right now. Maybe it resonates. Maybe you want to tell me what you think. That would be amazing. And otherwise, I just thank you for listening. So, if this chapter has taught me anything, it's this: aliveness returns. Even after months of numbness, even after disappointment, even after grief made everything gray. Color returns, desire returns, laughter returns, you return. Maybe not as the same person, but that's the point. Wiser, clearer, more radiant because of what you survived. That deserves to be honored. So this is me here in Mallorca with sea air in my lungs, sunlight on my skin, still healing, still becoming, still human, but alive again. And if you're somewhere in the dark right now, stay close to yourself. Something new may already be growing beneath the surface.